Okay, we are back for part two of the conversation of the discussion. This one is going to be a short part two, just a few minutes to round off the conversation. Thank you very much for joining me. Those of you that have been here from the first part, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Let's round up the talk. Let's round off the talk about the Super Eagles squad. I've shared my thoughts already. I've answered a lot of questions. I was just giving my preferred 11 for the game against Saudi Arabia, and Temitayo said, "AyoT, you know we're not going to play 4-3-3 now, so use a 4-4-2 formation." So I will adapt my team based on our coach's preference. Our coach's preference of formation 4-4-2. So my goalkeeper remains the same. I would like to see Adebayo Adeleye starting goal in the game for the game against Saudi Arabia. I want to see him play against, quote unquote, tougher opposition than he did in the past, playing for Nigeria. So I would like to see Adeleye in goal. My four defenders will be the same four I selected initially. Left back, Bruno Onyemaechi. Centre backs, Shemi Ajayi and Kenneth Omeruo. Right back, Bright Osai Samuel. Four midfielders, or two midfielders and then two wide midfielders. I would say wide, I would go Chukwueze and Moses Simon. Wide midfielders, I would go Chukwueze and Moses Simon. And then centre midfielders, I would go Ndidi and Iwobi. Chukwueze and Simon. Chukwueze on the right, Simon on the left, Ndidi and Iwobi in midfield. So 4. And then my two up front, I would go, of course, Victor Osimhen and his strike partner is a big one. Victor Osimhen up front and his strike partner. Who do you guys think? His strike partner. Victor Osimhen up front and his strike partner. Yeah, I think I would go just as Chinwoke has said it. Victor and Victor. I would go Victor Osimhen and Victor Boniface up front. I love me some Taiwo Awoniyi, but I would like to see how Victor pairs with the other Victor. I would like to see that combination a little bit more. Boniface has a lot of quality on the ball, a lot of quality off the ball as well. I would like to see how he complements a player like Victor Osimhen. And then Boniface, of course, is also familiar with playing in a two-striker setup. Played there for Union Saint-Gilloise at times, plays like that for Bayer Leverkusen at times. I would like to see how the two Victors combine. Really excited about Victor Boniface. So yes, my preferred 11 for the game against Saudi Arabia: Adeleye, Bruno, Omeruo, Ajayi, Bright, Simon, Ndidi, Iwobi, Chukwueze, and then Boniface on the left as the striker, and Victor Osimhen on the right as the striker. We go into that game against Saudi Arabia. No reason why we cannot pull off a 2-1 victory or a 3-1 victory. No reason why we cannot do that. We have the quality to beat Saudi. And I will be going to that match. I'm not going, but I'll be watching that match, expecting them to beat Saudi. So the boys have a job to do. I think it's possible. Saudi have a good team, but I think we have quality as well. I would love to see how the combinations happen in the game. Between Iwobi, Boniface, and Osimhen, between Ndidi, Simon, and Boniface, between Iwobi, Chukwueze, and Osimhen. I would like to see those triangles and those combinations to see how we work well. I want to see how Bright Osai Samuel can complement Chukwueze. Chukwueze, likes to cut inside. He can cut inside. Bright Osai Samuel makes a darting overlapping run, can create some problems for the defense. Simon on the left, I want to see if he can bring the quality that he's been showing in the French league this season and bring it and play well for the Super Eagles again. I also think that Simon can offer help to Bruno Onyemaechi because he has a high work rate. I like what Bruno can do from the left back position. I like his set pieces. I like his defensive ability. I like what Semi Ajayi and Omeruo can do in our defense. Omeruo is when I say dirty, not dirty in a bad way, but he's a dirty player in the sense of he doesn't play with finesse. He doesn't play with poise. He just gets the job done. So I want Omeruo to just clean things up. And then Semi Ajayi is the more calm, player that is going to hold the ball sometimes, going to try to use possession, going to try to play some fine football. And then, Adeleye, I just want to see Adeleye playing against a tougher, a higher level of team, for Nigeria. I think when Adeleye played for Nigeria rather, it was against Sierra Leone, and all due respect to Sierra Leone, I think that Saudi Arabia have more quality than Sierra Leone. So I want to see what Adeleye can do against a team that might have a number of chances, to score against him. Uzoho, we know what Uzoho brings to the team. We've seen Uzoho a million times. So there's nothing exciting with Uzoho playing again. And it's a friendly. It's a friendly. So anything goes. Of course, we don't want to lose friendlies. You don't want to lose. But still, you have more of a chance to experiment. Absi says, I already predicted Peseiro included in the squad in the near future. It has come sooner. Yeah, I saw how he was playing. I thought he would get into the squad. I didn't think it to come now, but I'm not surprised. I'm not too surprised. I'm not fighting it. I think he's a good player, and hopefully he can use opportunity well and seal a spot in the squad for the future. Yes, Omeruo is a no-nonsense defender. Exactly. He brings that grit, that grind into the game. So yeah, call it a night or call it a morning for those of you in Europe or in Africa. Thank you very much, guys, for engaging with me, for joining this conversation today. Always a pleasure chatting Nigerian football with you guys. My boss.
I swear. I've just been listening, and you gave a very comprehensive analysis of the list and your very honest opinion, which actually was, I hope it's good. I've been in and out. I hope it's going to be on YouTube.
This video?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll post this video on YouTube, and we still have got our podcast, so maybe tomorrow.
Yeah. People have been there. Tomorrow I'm fine. Tomorrow, people have been asking for that podcast too. So you've made a very good and valid point. I really actually enjoyed the way you break it down. And despite that, you are very close to some of these players. You came your first level. That is your opinion, which is actually what people should respect that. Because it's not party. Most of them, so it's good, very difficult for you to choose. But it's actually a very good pick, a very good pick. But you made a very big decision by saying Victor Boniface and Victor Osimhen. That would be very interesting. That would be very interesting.
Like I said, I want to see how they can work together. I think that Boniface has a lot of quality that can complement Osimhen because he can create, he can use the ball, he can run on the ball. He's not just a goal scorer. Whereas, Awoni is more of a goal scorer, is more of a finisher, which is the same kind of attribute that Victor Osimhen has. Victor Osimhen is a finisher. You don't really expect Victor Osimhen to get the ball and to start running and dribbling, but Boniface can do that. So I want to see how they complement each other. And plus, we've also seen Awoni and Osimhen play games together a number of times now. Different match. Let's try something different. Let's see how it works out. I'm very excited about Boniface's quality and what he can bring to the team. So I want to see him get a chance as well from the start. Let's not see him come off the bench in the last minutes of the game. Let him start. Let's see what he can offer. And it could be a very interesting one.
Yes, for me too. I think so too. But if things are not actually going well, maybe in a crucial game, and which player will you ask to replace Victor Osimhen if he has been marked against CAR in Lagos? He was marked. Things didn't work out for him against Ghana. He was marked. If things were not going well, which player will you nominate to replace him?
So I would say if we're playing a one striker system, my replacement for Osimhen will be Awoni.
Yes.
if we're playing a one striker system, my direct replacement for Osimhen will be Awoni. But because the two striker formation, that's why I think Boniface complements really well. You know, if Boniface was not there, Awoni no vex. But I'll probably even say let's see Murphy. You know, but if it was one striker up front, I would say Osimhen because I would say Awoni because Awoni has that finishing ability. He has that fox in the box ability. You know, his movement in the final third is very good. You know, off the ball, he knows how to get in front of defenders to finish chances. He has a good leap. He can get in the air to knock in headers. You know, and I mean, he can score a beautiful goal like we saw against Sao Tome and Principe when he gets his chance. But ultimately, Awoni, everything happens for him in and around the box.
Yes.
So, that's why in a two-striker system, I would want a Boniface that will come out of the box sometimes, come into midfield, drive the game forward, and provide support to Victor.
Yes, me too. I think I actually agree with you to the extent that Murphy too. But I want to ask this question. Akwa Adams has scored 5 goals in Ligue 1, and Terry Murphy has scored 3 goals in Ligue 1. See, I like the second goal of Akwa Adams against Lorient.
The way he sat the defender down.
Yeah, the way he sat the defender down. So, do you think that a friendly game against Mozambique would have been fair to invite him?
It would have been fair. Like if they called Akwa Adams, I would not complain. But at the same time, I can understand why he wouldn't get called up. You know, I've said this thing on live before. I'm a huge proponent of sample size. Sample size in the French League One, Murphy has a larger sample size. And he has shown his quality over and over again. One thing I like especially about Murphy, when he's playing the big boys, he turns up. That's one thing I especially like about Murphy. Akwa Adams has had a fast start to the season. He's playing really well so far this season, but his sample size is still small. God forbid, but what if he goes the next 10 games with only 1 goal? So I think that for me, I understand the coach just using one eye to watch him, but saying, "Oh, I'll go with my more trusted player right now." The reason I know it's a friendly, but the coach is trying to get his AFCON team together. He's trying to know who his best legs would be. So I don't think he has too much of a chance to play around with the options that he has. You know, if Akko between now and January, between now and January, if Akko continues this form and keeps on banging goals, then he will have a very good shout, when the time comes. But for right now, even though he has scored 5 goals already, even I personally will still choose a Murphy that I've seen him do it for more than 2 years. I've seen the quality that he can bring, and it's been part of the setup.
So you made one point, and we'll put it 2 in 1 so that the others can contribute. It's that in the same league, they are the same league, which actually was right. Mobile have been there before. Akko is just coming from Norway, but the numbers to favor Akko, because apart from even scoring goals, Akko, the runs that Akko is making, makes him like a very good player too. But I want to just make one key observation. They have selected Peseiro Bashiru ahead of Kelechi Makali. Do you think that
I think it's so Akko, in terms of numbers favoring him, you're right. This season, Akko is ahead of Murphy in terms of performance this season. But I think overall, in my opinion, Murphy is still ahead. Like I said, if Akko can keep this form going into December, going into January, then he will have a big shout. But for now, I will still trust in Murphy more.
I think both of you guys are correct. There is no wrong answer to what both of you guys are alluding to. Terry Murphy is one of the most underestimated strikers in the Super Eagles because he plays for Nice. Terry Murphy is a very talented player. He is deserving to be there. But Arco, the closest thing we have in our national team to Arco is Boniface. They are built the same way. They are not about finishing. They can create their own goals, they can create for their teammates, and they can finish it. Ako is more like a faster version of Yakubu Ayebemi. He is more like in that form. That guy is one interesting striker. He does not hesitate to take the shot from outside the box. He's very confident in his finishing. So my only big concern is come a major tournament, I think Nigeria might have to rest with going to the tournament with lesser amount of midfielders and pack up a lot of strikers. I don't know who to drop off from this current top six. Umar is back. That guy is one striker that I really, really like in Super Eagles. Not because of the volume of goals, but this is a guy that can play with any team. He can create goals. He can create chances for his teammates. So we have a really good strikers in our disposal.
And just to like answer your question about Dele Bashiru versus Nwakali, I think I agree with the decision to call Dele Bashiru. Nwakali is my guy. I like him, but it's tough. Struggled a lot in the past. It's hard to say his individual performances haven't been terrible, but he's been playing for struggling clubs. Now he's in Portugal, playing for another struggling club.
They're in relegation fight.
They won their last game, but overall they've been struggling.
They beat around, but they're last.
Yeah, I always look at their match ratings after the game. Maybe Nwakali will have like 7.0 match rating. Every other person around him will have 6.1, 6.2, 6. He always looks like the only good player in their midst, But still, I don't think he's enough to compete with a player like Dele Bashiru. And again, we have to consider the role that Dele Bashiru is coming in to fill. He's coming in to provide an attacking outlet. When you look at attacking outputs, Dele Bashiru has 4 goals, 2 assists this season, has won 2 penalties for his club, has created many other chances. Nwakali has 0 goals and I think 1 assist. And the 1 assist, if I'm not mistaken, was from a corner kick. So no say, wasn't an open play assist. So attacking fields, Dele Bashiru is producing.
I agree with you, Ayo, because we have to focus on the position of need. In terms of the defensive midfield, we already have those areas covered. We are looking more for a creative midfield, and Dele Bashiru deserves to get a look in. I hope he can really feel, justify his inclusion. If not Fikayo Dele Bashiru, I would have been looking in the direction of Yusuf. But my biggest concern right now is that Yusuf is hardly getting game time.
He's even struggling. He's not apart from getting play time. He's even struggling. Let Ruby said. I want to say this question to AyoT.
Right, let Mr. say something because I don't know has been watching since.
Yeah, concerning that Akko Adams, I would just like him to. I don't want us to rush him. I don't want us to rush him. Like you guys said, I think I would like for us to give him time, to prove what he can do. We don't want a seasoned player in our Spiders again. And like we have all been saying, I would love for Kelechi Nwakali to up his game, up his trade, play in a more better club than all this struggling club, because that will always undermine his performance. You know, when you have one eye and you are in the midst of blind people, you are more or less a blind person. You know, that's it. That. But I want to plead with Nigerians to please stop mentioning players that are playing the reserve team of their clubs, players that are playing the youth team to be brought to Super Eagles. I don't see why people should be shouting, give us elect to be invited Super Eagles, or I suggest to be invited Super Eagles at this time. Let this guy play for this first team of their clubs, of their respective clubs. When they play, I will see them, we beat them in. See, I'm a Diamond Milan fan. Eletu preseason, he played just 12 minutes for Milan preseason. And he's not listed in our team. He's not listed in his Milan team. Don't tell us to bring in Eletu. Please. We should push this our Super Eagles. You know, in as much as NFF is trying to or some frivolous agents are trying to bring down the team, our Super Eagles. We should not join them in bringing down the Super Eagles. This is our number one national team. We should please put it up there. Don't say because they brought that they go and bring the election again. It's not done anymore. It's not done.
Ele-
Please, guys.
Eletu and Casemiro, those guys are too young they are not ready for Super Eagles. That is my own opinion. They are not ready for Super Eagles at the moment. One player that I had lamented about to humble Henry is that since Onazi retired from Super Eagles, Nigeria has been searching for a player in the mode of that type of energy and commitment. We are looking for something that has been in front of us for the past 2-3 years, and they've not really seen it. The coaching crew has not seen it. One player that a lot of them keep looking at maybe as a right winger or as a fullback is Nathan Taylor. Nathan Taylor, I've watched this guy play as a defensive midfielder. I've watched him play as an attacking midfielder. Every position that you plug this individual, he has very much shown that he is capable. Why not bring him to the national team and see what he can do? This was the same thing I was saying about Osai Samuel. Who is our number one right full back right now? It's Osai Samuel. Nathan Taylor can bring a lot of quality in the middle of Super Eagles plays, because he is one person that is not afraid to win that ball against any opposition, and he can join the attack. I think players like that, honestly speaking, I'm happy for Peseiro invitation, but I would have considered Nathan Taylor ahead of him. That's just my own opinion.
I just drop my
There are
own
quick
2
questions.
cents.
I want us to round off in 5 minutes.
Okay,
Ask me question.
let me just drop my I just
Question.
let me just drop my 2 cents. I know that
Okay.
we're going to hand off very soon now. Apologies for that. I just want us, like, I'm going to just talk to what Sadio said about calling players. I want us to be, humble about the ability of our players. We don't have Maradona.
Exactly.
We don't have Pele. We don't have Messi in the team. The current team that we actually would have now, we only have few world class players there. In fact, I can only say we only have even one.
Only one.
The rest are brilliant players. And secondly, these days, Super Eagles is not a marketplace that you will see buy and selling. If you bring a Eletu or Akisomu to come and play now them go use Ashe Kosan first. Say, he should not come back. I remember people shouting, Eshegini. I called the say, that number 12, don't come back again. That number can go. Nothing that you not make they come before. You have to know when the player is ready or not. And another thing is this: we need a stronger team than individual players, which I think the coach will do. Finally, what my brother said, so that we have been looking at Onaze. See, time is everything. Onaze time don't go.
Sorry,
It's not.
May
It's
Onazi,
not.
don't let Onazi hear you. He has not retired
Oh,
yet, though.
No,
hello.
his time don't go. And what I see is that in our excuse that we do have, we don't get a coach again. Forget coach don't go. We should look for players that have different quality that can do something. See, we cannot say that we are looking for Keshi, we are looking for coach again or Kanu. Let's look for players that can do the job for us. How many
Exactly.
teams they look at number 10 now? Like they talk say 442 of 1972, of 1978. So let's do with what they are doing currently now and let's get away. No teams play number 10 again.
No
Let's look
team
at what
plays
we have now
number
and work
10.
with it. So that is my thoughts.
Mr. Adebayo,
AyoT, let me just chip into this. When you talk about Tobias Lawal, in as much as the guy will want to play for Super Eagles, I was still of the opinion that the guy cannot resign his Ultra passport, because if you serve him play fast, like we did to Maduka Okoye, the guy will be left to lick his own wound by himself. And like people said, in Austria, they don't allow dual citizenship. Me too.
What about Chukwuemeka?
I'm just saying that they say in Austria, they don't
No,
allow dual citizenship.
Chukwuemeka Kani
Can you
is Austrian British.
is
so
Austrian English Nigerian,
It's
sir.
not
no,
Austrian English Nigerian.
what somebody said, I wouldn't know. The only country I know that they don't allow dual citizenship is Cameroon. I don't know that it's only Cameroon I know that they don't allow dual citizenship. But I don't know if Austria allows dual citizenship, then maybe those guys that one can come. But if not, I will advise the boy, okay, don't drop your Austrian citizenship or Nigerian citizenship. Because if anything happens, you have yourself to be blamed. That's just it. And still, please, people, let us stop mentioning the names of people that are not yet playing for the first team of their clubs to be vetted Super Eagles. Please, let us see that national team well. Please, that's just mine. Like what of this guy, Michael follow Bishop. Is there any
according to reports, Jose Peseiro monitored him today. He played against Torino. So they are looking at him. I think they've spoken to him before. And he's a boy that it's not like the boy in Atlanta before. And he's talking, if Italy did not come, he's 25, he knows what he wants. That's it. But I see, I think he's a guy that's actually what's ready. But he's a good player. He's a good player. But my problem is that he does not speak English.
No.
May he come play for Nigeria and not speak English.
No,
He doesn't speak English.
My brothers, there's two questions I have. Is there a reason why NFA has not gone for Noah Atubolo of Freiburg?
He's not ready. See, let me just give you a story. See,
Okay.
the boy is happy to be in Nigeria. See, you might be happy to be in Nigeria, but you might not happy to be in Nigeria international. You want to stay where your heart is. See, the boy always showed that he's in Nigeria. See, you have to look at it in this case. The AFCON is in January. Noah Atubolo is the first choice of Freiburg. If he goes to AFCON, they will take his place. From there,
and he's still very young. We have to consider that.
But if that type of player gets more matured or older, I don't think he would be anywhere within the reach of Nigeria anymore. That is where I am coming from. The time to convince Atubolo is now. Get him, cap him, keep him in the system, and let
it's in the
him.
German system.
But the
already.
thing is, the thing is that for him, I think he also has to weigh the pros and cons for himself. For him right
Exactly.
now, which system is better for him to be inside? It's better for him to be inside German system.
We
No
know,
matter how
we
much
know
he can,
that.
and if he believes in his ability and he thinks that he can also potentially play for Germany in the future, that's another reason for him to keep himself
Keep
there
his options open.
until maybe when he's like 24. If they never still call him by 24, he can now say, "Oh yeah, Super Eagles are fan and when a day," and he'll come and kick for us. Unfortunately, that's the game that we're playing when we're calling these foreign-born players that are very like tied to their other nationality. That's always the game that we play, because unfortunately the reality is that if they have their options, if they are good enough to play for their second country, more often than not, they will choose the second country. Then the ones that are not good enough, when they realize it, some of them even realize and they don't agree. Look at Arabia or till today, he never agrees saying if he play for England. So some of them will not even still accept. But when they realize that they're not good enough, then they come and play for us. I mean, unfortunately, Maduka Okoye did not pan out. We convinced him young now, but it did not pan out well for us. Hopefully, he's still like 24 years old. He still has 10 more years to play at least at the top level. Hopefully,
Yes.
he can still come good in the future.
He's
But
24.
yeah, so he has
But
10 plus years.
my AyoT, my second question is an interesting one for every
Okay,
one
go
of
to
you
the
and
tomorrow.
the people watching. Destiny Udogie is a very talented player. We all
Yeah.
know that. What is his chances of even being in the next Euros or being in 2026 World Cup when Italy has Spinazzola, Federico De Marco, and Christian Bregi on the left side of Italian wing backs?
I mean,
Sorry, somebody said that they said they're being racist for not calling him. I said no coach on planet Earth will bench DiMarco for against
Udogie.
Udogie.
And no
No,
Italian coach will also bench Spinazzola for Udogie.
even,
but the thing is that Spinazzola and what's the guy's name? Cristiano Biraghi, they are both in their 30s. So he can be looking towards the future that eventually he'll get.
Italy will play 40 years old.
it believes that the experience of defenders. That's why we see as well like this and our team. See, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Even Udoge's dad, Udoge's father, can never bench DiMarco for Udoge. Never.
Exactly.
But when we talk, they will say these guys are that they are being racist. No, they are not. It's the fact. DiMarco scores very well. And his work rate is high. It's high.
But
And I tell people that
but
I think you said something that time. I think if you have a system that can convince these boys from being a dilemma who to choose, I'm telling you, they always try to choose Nigeria. Look at Morocco today.
I want to give you, I will give you two examples. Sorry, just give me 1 second. Because you are mentioning this thing and you are very passionate about it. I'll give you two stories. I will not mention them. If you know, go and investigate. There are two set of stories. Two Nigerian player, they one club one Nigerian international, they one club, the other one did that club. In the club with them, they all have a Nigerian born player that they are trying to bring to Super Eagles. The coach, they sent the Nigerian players here to the ones where he won't convince come play for Nigeria. One, they plant evil seed in one player. One, they try because maybe Nigeria offend them. One, they try to convince. See, it depends on the people that are actually even in charge of all these things. If you go and meet somebody that's already maybe this thing, I don't want to mention them, like the man from Benin City. I don't want to mention. I don't mention them. So they all have their own. See, I'm telling you now because there's one player that played for that team that I know very well. That boy is playing for Ireland. I don't know if you know him, Bosele. The boy was playing for Derby before he went to Udinese. He was playing under Wirole in Derby. The boy used to play for what's it called? I knew him through one of his teammates in Ireland under 21 under 21s. See, the issue is this: all these boys want to play for Nigeria, but sometimes they might meet brick wall somewhere. That they see somebody that will tell them, say, "Hey, don't go, don't this, or they just want to be in Nigerian, but it's better for you is just to don't try it." So it's very
system. It's the system.
No, even the way we are safe, because the country offends you now, you don't want anything may go there, or you play the same position with that player. You don't want to make the player go. Look at Patrick Omoyela situation. Look at
Patrick
Omoyela situation with Dortmund. So you all see this pocket of stories everywhere. Okay, do you think this boy Eze did not talk to Osai Samuel before he made the decision to play for England? They are very close friends. See, they talk between themselves.
Because I heard that it was Undidi that facilitated that of Ademola Lookman.
See, Ademola Lookman situation is it's a lot. I think Sulaiman is the one that can narrate that one very well. It's a lot. See, before when he was in Leipzig, that was when the coach of AyoT went to meet him that you want to leave us. I know you want to leave us. He went to meet him in training of AyoT. He said, I know you want to leave us.
You're right. See, just like I always expect Moses, despite all that happened to him in Nigeria, the guy still came back to serve Nigeria. If
those stories,
always respect him for
those
that,
stories are for the God. Sorry.
So yeah, guys.
Victor Moses is my favorite anytime, any day amongst all of them, because he came to play for Nigeria with his whole heart, and he can say that he made the best of it. He is an AFCON winner and the person that really turned the tournament around for us in that championship.
Sulaiman just said something. I said, I spoke with Lookman. It wasn't the occupation. It told me of his mind. Thank you, Sulaiman, for that.
Yes. Thank you.
Nigerian flag on his gloves. But look at what's like.
We don't go overtime. So unfortunately, as much as I want to chat, I have to call it a night. But thank you very much, guys, for engaging. We look for. We'll do more lives. We should record podcast tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll do more lives, of course, before the game comes, and when the games are coming up against Saudi Arabia and Mozambique. Yeah. So thank you very much, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for everyone that's engaging in the comments as well. All right. Good night, guys.
Yes.